Peace. I don't normally go live on, what you call it? I don't normally go live on a Tuesday.
Allow me to introduce myself. Who knows what dastardly crime might perpetrate next?
He's a very clever arch criminal who must be put away. Another innocent victim
I don't know.
of Cytomania.
All right, I need some help from the audience before I do anything, right? Share the show, like the show, whatever, right? I don't normally go live at this time, but this is some, I put this on everything that I love. I have not listened to this. It's just on Clubhouse. Everybody hit me up. Yo, Yoshi beat up Hakah. And Hakah, of course, is considered one of the most powerful debating Israelites. I was sleeping. Yoshi had called me. Hakah had called me back. So I said, and I'm not trolling. I mean, well, I'm kind of trolling with the topic and with the flyer because me and Hakah ain't got no beef or nothing like that. But I want y'all to pay attention. I need y'all help right now to tell me in the audience if y'all could hear the sound on this thing right here because I'm not using Club Deck. So let me know if you guys could hear.
I just have a few questions for whoever would like to engage dialogue with me.
Can you guys hear that sound from Clubhouse?
Shoot it up, man. Shoot it off the hip.
All right, I'll go with.
Damn, the gun jam early.
My questions for you.
Hitting with a hot point.
Since you hey. What are that?
Bro, you gun jams.
Is it
Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me see if y'all could hear that. Y'all could hear that. So hold on. So Mika say yes, you could hear it. Hold on a second.
Hold on one second.
Hold on one second.
Let me.
So hold on. Mika say yes, you could hear it. Hold on.
Hey, priest. I remember the first time I hopped on one of your lives, man, and I was like, man, make me a moderator, man. Pass me the switch, man. And then you was like, man, who is this man? Hey, you better not get shaky with the Glock, man. As soon as you pass me a wrench, my brother Yoshi who hopped on the stage, I'm getting shaky with the Glock.
Getting shaky with the blick.
All right, is that better?
I hope so.
Okay.
All right. I just want to see if you guys could hear. And one of the things I got to give y'all a scenario. First of all, you have a group called Grand Rising. Grand Rising, you got to source up or shut the F up. That's why I stick in Grand Rising. You got Gadal, who debated my brother Hakah recently. And then you have Yoshi, who is basically one of the best in Grand Rising. All right, as far as he's normally an Old Testament only guy, but he studies the New Testament. So and he can have conversation with him. So Yoshi could read the language, read the text, and everything. So everybody's hit me up, Yoshi beat up such. So that's why the topic says Deacon Hakah from Genesis gets destroyed by Yoshi on Clubhouse Debate, my live review. I have not listened to this. So I don't know how to respond, don't know how to react, and all that stuff. But Gadal did a review last night. I didn't watch the review, and he did the avatar for me because y'all know I'm not great with those type of things. So what I'm gonna do is I put the link in the chat. So if anybody, when I spoke to Hakah, he said he destroyed Yoshi. Right now, why is this a big deal? It's a big deal because we want to make it a big deal. But listen to this debate. This is big time. All right. You good? All right, cool. All right.
Okay, me too. All right. I only have like 3 minutes. So I have my question, Priest. I heard you say you would engage with me. So my first question to you is how do you define worship? That's my first question.
I agree with the ancient scholars and the modern scholars and what's written in the text. That is divine service, divine worship to a person who possesses an entity who possesses all the divine attributes.
Okay, so to a person. All right. So when you said in the text, which word would you which word do you have in mind?
G3000.
Strong's
Because the topic is Christ.
G3000
and his worship. Strong's G3000 Latreia.
Oh, Latreia. Okay. Latreia. So what about in the Old Testament?
There is no Hebrew equivalent to Latreia.
It isn't?
No.
Okay, let me see. Hold on 1 second. Where can I find Latreia in the New Testament?
Go to Matthew 4 and 10. The word for serve right there.
Okay, Matthew 4 and 10. All right, perfect. Matthew 4 and 10. We got Matthew 4 and 10. That Lord that God, I'll serve him only. Okay, Latreia. Right here. Serve him. Latreia. All right, perfect. G3000. We have that there. All right, perfect. So let me do this here. What are you laughing at?
Your ad-libs are killing me.
Yeah. So, all right. So here we are. Let me find this. I'm going to go here and hold on. Okay. Oh, right here. So here in this verse right here. And thank you for your patience. There we go. Okay. You said 3,000. Okay. All right. In Daniel 7:14, what word will you find there in Daniel 7:14?
Palak.
Palak. And what would you find there in the Greek there for that word?
Dulio.
Dulio. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. So is Latreia ever used? You said Latreia is only used for the Father, correct?
No, Latreia is never used to Yahweh Shai in the Greek Septuagint or the New Testament.
No, I'm talking about for the Father. You said that's only reserved for the Father, right?
No.
Who is Latreia reserved for when it says serve
When you
him?
say reserved, it's not absolute because Paul uses this word to say that we were committing idolatry on idols. So my proper quote and statement of defense is that it's never ever in reference to who the world calls Christ.
Okay, but so who would only receive this type of worship? That's what I'm saying. To serve Latreia.
Who who is only supposed to? The Most High God. Now, if you apply it to someone, it could depend on the context. And also, we worship the golden calf like we worship the Most High. So we latrate a damn golden calf. It doesn't make it right. And your audio cut out.
So go ahead. I apologize. I didn't hear you. Say it one more time.
What didn't you hear?
You said the golden calf. That's where you went out.
Yeah, so we latrated the golden calf. We gave it divine worship, which is prohibited.
All right. And so, and then you're told not to do this to the gods, like in Exodus 23:24, you're told this not to bow down to their gods, not to do this.
If you see latreia there in the Greek Septuagint.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I got an idea for that, not worshiping that. All right, so you have when you use worship, you're using it for this word, not proskuneo, or not and not any other word that means to do obeisance or to bow down to, correct? You're narrowing it to this here.
Correct, because we see the definition. We see how Philo uses it. Philo was a Hellenized Jew who understood Jewry. And he even uses Philo as specifically an absolute, latreia, specifically and absolutely to the Father. So that's what we see. Are you saying that we should worship the Messiah equally as the Father?
No. This is why I asked you that, because I would be remiss to try to engage with you in this idea of worship without understanding how you define worship.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you know, which it seems like you know, that depending on which translation you use, the translator bring different words from the Hebrew, the Aramaic, or the Greek into English as worship. So you have to know which word is behind that.
Yeah.
And so forth. So for instance, in KJV, the translators use worship they translated the action that Joshua performed in front of the captain of the host as worship, and so forth.
Yeah.
But if you don't understand which word is there, you would be thinking, and then I think somewhere in the New Testament it says they bow down, but it would say they worship Jesus. And then someone would argue from that translation, not understanding that you are defining this word very narrowly, and you have a specific word in mind. So that's
right.
Why I asked you that.
Now, it may look narrowly to us because we have been westernized and modernized, but what happens is the translators of these ancient texts have a Christianity bias. So they're translating proskuneo from Greek to English as worship. But if you look at all the Greek lexicons in just their basic language outside of religious texts, their word for worship is latreia. So we got to deal with the biasness behind the ancient manuscripts.
Yeah, I would agree with that to an extent. Yeah, you want to look at how the translators of the Septuagint or the Septuagints, the Greek manuscripts, brought that over from the Hebrew.
Are you a Trinitarian?
Oh man, I'm Jewish. I don't subscribe to any such.
You're non-Messianic Jew?
No, I'm not Messianic Jew. No.
You're a Messianic Jew or a non-Messianic Jew?
Non-Messianic.
Non-Messianic Jew. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Non-Messianic. Yeah.
Okay. It's been 3 minutes, but I'm ready to, you got to stay another 3 minutes now.
Yeah.
So are you, what is your ethnicity?
My ethnicity, Black American, Jewish. Yeah.
Jewish. Okay.
Yeah.
And when did you convert?
I didn't convert. I was born as such, so I didn't convert.
Are you a bloodline Israelite?
I don't know. Maybe, possibility, maybe not.
Your parents practice this too?
Yeah, it's specifically on my mother's side. Yeah.
Mother's
So,
side.
yeah.
Okay.
So,
So
yeah.
the Bible says that you're a Jew from your father, though.
No, it doesn't say you're a Jew from your father. The Bible traces genealogy through fathers more often than not. It traces the inception of the Israelites back to the patriarchs, and so forth.
Why does it say
Can
of
I
the
just
seed of? Why does it say of the seed of Abraham?
Because it traces the inception of the Israelites back through the patriarchs.
priest?
But
Let
it's
me
not.
get that. Let me get that Ezra
Others.
for you.
Go
I got
ahead.
Numbers 1-2. Yeah. So let me just read this real quick. All right. This is Ezra chapter 2. Oh, Salakia. All right. Ezra 2:59. All right. Here we go. It says. These were they which went up from Tel Malah and Tel Harsah and Cherub and Adon and Immer, but they could not show their father's house and their seed whether they were Israel.
Yeah. So why does it say they had to show their father's lineage to make sure they were Israelites?
Right.
If I'm remembering that narrative, well, it's been a while. I think that was more specific towards those of Levi as it pertained to the priesthood, being able to service in the priesthood, if I'm
Oh,
remembering
That's the point.
correctly.
okay.
And
Still,
so,
though, it applies though.
yeah,
That's the point.
that would
Do
be
you
more
agree with the
specific.
Talmud that
What?
the Moels give oral circumcisions?
That's immaterial.
It's immaterial.
Yeah,
Oh,
to
okay.
our discussion about the let me see
We're just
something about
talking
pay,
about
but
Jewish.
no, I don't subscribe to the Talmud.
You know.
So that you can deal with like me.
Okay.
I grew up in a tradition of Karaite Judaism. Are you familiar with it?
The Karaites, who said that they have 4,500 years to trace back a lineage.
Well, some may claim that, but
That's crazy.
no one's quite certain. Most people would trace the inception of it to Anan, but some say that the teachings and the traditions go back further.
Who are those white people in Israel right now?
White people, it depends on if you just define them as white people or white passing.
Who are the Ashkenazim?
Ashkenazim, they're a combination of those who converted at during some time in history, and a combination of those who have ancestry back to the Levant, who practice Judaism and can trace such practices back centuries. So it's a combination of both.
Does practicing customs and convert make you bloodline Israelite?
Yes and no. So if you weren't initially, then no. If you're practicing those customs and you are, quote unquote, a bloodline Israelite, then yes.
A bloodline, a bloodline Israelite can convert to being an Israelite
No, you asked me, does practicing
and
make you
converts. I
and
said, does practicing the customs and being a convert make
oh,
you?
you said and being a convert.
Yeah.
So no, not and being a convert. Being a convert necessitates that you're joining yourself to the traditions and, of the people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you subscribe to the Tanakh?
Yes.
Okay. And you believe the people in the land are bloodline Israelites?
Yes. Both.
Okay.
Yes. Both.
So why does the Bible say that the land of Israel will be occupied by Gentiles until the Messiah returns?
Oh, I think the New Testament more specifically speaks about
No,
Jerusalem
the Old
being.
Testament, sir.
No, I don't recall anywhere where it says the land of
Yeah.
Israel. Hold on.
Go
I
ahead.
don't recall anywhere where it says the land of Israel is going to be occupied by Gentiles until who returns?
Until the Messiah returns.
Yeah, you're not going to read that anywhere in the Old Testament.
Okay.
Until the Messiah returns.
Okay.
Because the Old Testament doesn't speak about a Messiah returning, first of all.
Okay.
So you're not
It
going to read
doesn't?
that anywhere. No.
Okay,
not
let's
returning.
say not return. That's I could easily prove that the Messiah would have to die and the Messiah would have to conquer therefore indicating or two comings. But let's just deal strictly with his purpose and his mission. The Messiah is supposed to save Israel, correct?
Well, it depends.
What do you mean?
That depends on how you define the Messiah, and whether or not you subscribe to the idea of one Messiah or more than one Messiah.
Okay.
Because you know
Does the
there are
prophecy
different
say?
traditions about
That's
that.
fine.
Right?
Let's say multiple or one. Does the Messiah, does the prophecy say that Israel has to be saved by this Messiah?
It speaks about, if I'm remembering correctly, David or the branch of Jesse,
Yeah.
Gathering his people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what does the Israelites over there need to be saved from?
What do they need to be saved from? That's a subjective question. That's
I mean,
for one who. That's
they
for
have
one who.
sovereignty, autonomy, billions of dollars of aid, state-of-the-art military weaponry from the world power of the earth. They're the most trillionaires. They own the most football teams, basketball teams, record companies, and media. What do they actually need to be saved from?
They still have enemies if you're going to look at it from that area. So they still have enemies that seek their destruction. From that perspective, then still as of yet, for those who subscribe to it, they haven't rebuilt the Midrash. So all nations haven't recognized their God, and all nations don't come there to worship. So yeah, they still have nations that seek their harm and destruction. So from that perspective, they need to still be delivered from that. And even now, they're being attacked on every side. Like in
Are they
48.
losing or winning?
Well, they're winning right now.
So why
So
would
for
they need
those,
help?
well, because God always helps his people. And especially if they're faithful to his standard, then he's going to be on their side and they're going to defeat their enemies.
I got
But
a
if they're
question.
not faithful to their standards, then they will be defeated and scattered. So
Okay. So we're real quick. Are they faithful right now?
that's a yes and a no, just like it always has been through
They're
history.
90% secular.
Right, that was it.
They have the biggest homosexual parades over
No,
there in the city.
Israel is not 90% secular.
Okay, let's look it up.
They're
Right
not
now.
90% secular.
Okay, and then give me Micah chapter 5 in the NLT and also Ezekiel 36, because you said that the prophecy doesn't state that Israel will be occupied by heathens until the eschaton. So I want to just show and prove that. Go ahead.
I got Ezekiel 36. If another brother could get Micah in the NLT.
Micah 5 and NLT. Go ahead.
Okay. You
Go
want
ahead.
you want which one you want first?
Whoever, Micah 5.
Micah 5, you want me to start at 2?
Yep.
This is Micah 5 and 2 in the NLT. It says, "But you, O Bethlehem, Ephrathah, are only a small village among all the people of Judah. Yet a ruler of Israel will come from you, one whose origins are from the distant past. The people of Israel will be abandoned to their enemies
Oh,
until
wait.
the woman in labor gives birth."
You see that? So the woman in labor is giving birth.
Brother, where
This
did
is
you
all.
read from? Where did
This
you
is
read from?
Micah chapter 5 in the NLT. Whatever translation you want to do is fine. This is just simplified.
No, I'm talking about. And then where did you go after that?
Verses 2 to what?
2 to 3. I'm finishing up 3 right now.
Yeah, so Israel is supposed to be abandoned until the woman gives labor. The woman giving labor is poetic language for the kingdom coming. And the context there is the Messiah. So how do you reconcile this prophecy that Israel will be abandoned to its enemies? They wouldn't be ruling and reigning and having autonomy and sovereignty until the kingdom.
And look at this in Ezekiel 36.
Hold on, let me answer one at a time.
Hold on. Go ahead. You're
Yeah, let me answer one at a time. So, one, your interpretation is subjective. So
if you're gonna say subjective, can you give an antithetical exegesis?
No, because I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not a prophet, and so I don't preoccupy and putting myself in the seat or office of a prophet. So this is why I can recognize your interpretation is being subjective.
Well, that's a plain reading of the text. There's no esoteric breakdown to it.
There is a plain reading of the text. Okay, I don't dispute that. But the time frame in which you're putting this text into is subjective.
Maybe you can look at a Jewish
Because
commentary to help.
if I go to different commentaries, all right, that I may think is being authoritative or not,
Yes, that would be great.
You will see various interpretations on this.
That we can absolutely debunk in history.
No,
but hold
that
on,
would be-
Yoshiyahu, if you're not a prophet, how can you discern and tell us that our interpretation is incorrect?
The way I can do that is because, one, like I said, you're not prophets.
No, but you aren't
Two,
either, though.
hold on, I know. So, and two,
So it's
if
self-defeating.
no, it's not, because if I'm gonna
Wow.
visit the commentary on this, all right, and the sages who precede you all, who carried on these traditions, and see what they voice on this, then their voice is going to speak louder and more authoritative.
The sages of what
yours.
century?
And then the question is,
hold on, Yoshiyahu, you said the sages. I just want to make sure I'm clear. The sages of what century?
from, let's say, the 2nd century forward to
2nd century forward, when the
yeah.
bloodline Israelites were already gone. So converts, we have to
hold on. When the
converts.
bloodline Israelites were already gone from where?
We were expelled from the land in 70 AD and 135 AD in the Bar Kokhba revolt.
Well,
so which
2nd century was start at 100.
Start at 100 AD. You're right.
So they wouldn't have been gone.
Okay, so you're saying that these sages are actual bloodline Israelites. You would need to show and prove that.
I never made that. You're obsessed with the whole idea of bloodline Israelites. But if I had to take a position, I would say, yeah, there's no indication that they're not. Furthermore, we know that there are Israelites that remained in the land even after 70 AD and 135, verifiably so, who never left. They remained in northern Israel.
Can you prove that?
Yeah, there's sources like in Galilee, and we have the Palestinian.
Can you take the time to quote one, or you could even look it up on your own?
Well, real quick, Priest, I think that we should look at this verse that you brought out in Ezekiel because it's pretty clear, and I like.
Okay, let's read that. Let's read that. But all he's going to say is he's not a prophet.
Oh,
so
yeah,
he can't. That's his safety net.
Are you going to do that, Yoshiyahu? If I read this in Ezekiel, can I read this Ezekiel here?
Just let me ask him this. How about this? Yoshiyahu, how about we give you the floor that you could go to the Bible and prophecy and show the Israelites returning back to the land, like with the first Eliel and the second Eliel and the third Eliel. Can you show all that in prophecy?
What you mean the Eliel? You mean the Aliyah?
Yeah, the Aliyah.
Okay.
Yeah, can you show that in the prophecy? Basically, show 1948 in the prophecy.
I never make the claim about 1948 being in the prophecy. That's not my position.
Okay, so how the hell did millions of bloodline Israelites that you're alleging are bloodline Israelites get back to the land, and that would have to be a part of prophecy? So which prophecy was that?
I never said that had to be a part of prophecy. You never heard me say that.
Every prophecy, I'm going to give it right to you. Every prophecy of us returning back to our land, every time we go back to our land, there's a prophecy. Every single time. Every captivity, there's a prophecy about it. Every coming back to the land is a prophecy about it.
Hey, hold on. Hey, priest, in Micah 5:3, it actually says that. At the end of verse number 3, it says, "Then at last his fellow countrymen will return from exile to their own land. Then his people will be undisturbed."
So I'm gonna let Yohanathan ask what he wanted to ask, and then Yoshiyahu, if you want to give some pushback, that's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, Kayala, you're not a prophet, man. You can't read that. So
I'm a prophet, by the way, Yoshiyahu.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, like, brother.
Yeah, you claim to be. You claim to be.
Okay, I want to have like.
Hold on a second. So hold on there, Hakah. You are a prophet? Ah, man. I guess I'm a prophet too. We just use that word so loosely nowadays, man. Everybody's a prophet.
Okay, a fair conversation. I want us to be, down to earth, right? I think we can read a verse and just see clearly what it's saying, even if we aren't prophets. Would you agree?
Say it again. Repeat that.
Like, can we read a passage from the scriptures and come to a conclusion on what it's speaking about, even if me or you are not prophets? Can we do that?
It depends on the text.
Okay, what does it depend on?
It depends on if a particular prophecy is explained or shown to have been fulfilled in the text itself. If it's a
Okay,
prophecy that speaks about indeterminate future to the prophet who wrote it or prophesied it, and we can't see it actually unfolding in history and compare what's spoken with historical events, then it remains subjective.
Okay, well, I'll read this one, and you tell me what you think it's saying, and then we'll work with that. So, Ezekiel 36, I'm gonna start at verse 5. Thus says the Lord God, or it's KJV. Surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land into their possession, with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. I'm gonna jump down a little bit. Verse 7. Therefore, thus says the Lord God, I have lifted up my hand. Surely the heathen that are about you, they shall bear their shame. But ye, O mountains of Israel, you shall shoot forth your branches and yield your fruit to my people of Israel, for they are at hand to come. Is this not saying that at the time of Israel being at hand to come back to the land, the Idumeans or the heathen would be possessing the land, yes or no?
Let me read it. Let me see. Where'd you start in
Verse
36?
5.
Verse 5. Okay. Therefore, thus says the Lord, have I not in inferred my jury spoken against the remnant of the nations and against Edom, all of it, who gave my land to themselves for possession with the joy of the whole heart, with despite of soul, for the sake of casting it out? Okay. So what are you saying? You putting this in because I can show this actually transpiring before the modern day, where Edomites were actually explicitly identified as being such, not when the identity of this people group is just subject, very
Okay,
subjective.
right. No, okay, perfect. So you agree that there are Idumeans or heathen that possess the land. You're saying it happened in the past, no problem. So what you have to show me, in considering the rest of the verses, that upon the arrival of the true Israelites, that they would be there. When did that happen?
They were there during the time of the Maccabees, in certain northern cities and regions where I think it was Judas Maccabee. I had to go and actually conquer these people, and that's during the time where they forced some of them to convert to stay in the land, get circumcised, and practice. So they were in the land, possessing it. This happened during the time of the Babylonian captivity, and after they came out of the land. So they were occupying the land. The important thing is, okay, at least to me, maybe not to you, is that when I can see that the Idumeans, the Edomites, were actually in the land occupying it, when Israelites came back, they were like readily identified. Their identity wasn't subjective and up to debate. The text clearly tells you that they were there by name. So the authors of those texts, they identify them. Today, you all's identification of Edom is highly subjective. The world doesn't agree with you or look at any people group as being Edom by name. So it's highly subjective.
Yoshi, when did the Edomites get lost as far as their identity of who they are? What year circa?
What you're looking at in the first century, where even during the time of 70 AD, around about, they actually assisted some of the Idumeans. I think they assisted the Jews in fighting against Rome. At least a faction of them did. And then around the second century CE, you don't even hear about them anymore. So they, by name group, we don't hear about Edom anymore by name.
Now watch this.
Hold on, I'm not done. So what you do hear about, you see them in the writings of the rabbis, and you can tell from the writings that the rabbis have redesignated what it means to be Edom, and they start to identify Edom as Christianity. But this is all symbolic designations because the Christians were their enemies.
Okay, watch this. You're done, buddy. You subscribe to the Midrash, if not for doctrine, at least for historicity.
In some degree, some respects I do.
Okay. So here we have the Midrash, and this is Yokot Shimoni Bereshit Remez 115. And it says, it's based off of Genesis 36 and 43. This is Rabbi Yitzchak.
Hold on, where are you reading from? Where are you reading from?
This is
hold on.
YAL.
Hold on. Let me get there with you.
Rabbi Yitzchak.
No. Where are you reading from?
No, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up the source. I'm gonna pin it to the top.
All right, do that real quick so I can read along with you.
Yeah, let's read along, y'all. Hold on 1 second.
Another good thing you could do, Priest, is if you screenshot it and put it as your profile pic for like momentarily, you can pull to refresh and everybody can see it.
Oh, okay. I'd rather just kind of pin it to the top so everybody can have this when people try to lie. I'm not saying he's lying, he just doesn't know. But when people try to lie and say that, okay, where is this at? Okay. Bear with me, y'all. We're going into the Midrash.
And where are you reading from?
I'm about to tell you right now. So, you know what? I'll let me, for time's sake, just go to, it's spelled YALKUT Shimoni, SHIMONI, on Bereshit, which is Genesis. And then we're going to go to section, it says Remez, REMEZ 115. Pull that up and let me know when you're there.
Go ahead, you can read it. I'm gonna be looking for it while you
It says, if someone tells you Edom is in Germany, believe it. Then he says, if someone tells you Edom has been destroyed, do not believe it. That's you. Then it says, if he tells you Edom is settled, do not believe it. But if he says that Edom has been destroyed and dwells in Germania, believe it. So he's identifying that the Edomites are now, because they are Middle Eastern people, so-called Middle Eastern people, they have now merged or migrated into European lands. It didn't say call them Christians or anything like that.
Give me that address one more time, please, and spell it.
It is YALKUT. This is the name of the individual. Or no, this is the book, actually.
I need the book.
Shimoni, SHIMONI. Bereshit, which is Genesis. Then you're going to go to Remez 115.
Hold on. Spell that Remez.
REMEZ.
And you said 115?
115.
Mm-hmm.
He's stalling. No, I'm playing.
Stalling from what? No, I'm looking for a source so I can put my eyes on it. I thought you was going to pin it up top.
I'm trying to get the link for it. Right now, I just have the quick excerpt.
Nah, I don't see that. How you spell his name? Again?
YALKUT. No, this is a Rabbi. Watch this. Rabbi YITZCHAK.
Yeah, there's Yitzhak. What else? What's the rest of his name?
That's it. Just Rabbi Yitzhak.
You know how many Rabbi Yitzhaks there are? Okay.
Type in the Midrash.
Trying to find what you got there, buddy.
Okay, you know what? I got here. I'll do you one better.
Yeah, please.
Now, watch this, everybody. I'm about to screenshot this. I got Plenty of them. Look at this.
All right, do this again. Go to the Midrash.
I'm gonna give you the link, and then you can look up. It's gonna be on at the bottom of page 130. I can put the link in the chat, right,
And
yo?
you says, is Bereshit Midrash?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I'm about to put the link in the chat for everybody.
He says,
Boom. And
is it,
everybody go to page 130 and look at the bottom.
is
Look
it,
at the bottom
what
of
is
page
it?
130.
Is it Bereshit Rabati? Where is it in Bereshit? Midrash.
I'm posting it. How do I
Okay,
put it
okay.
on my thumbnail? Okay, there we go. Now watch this from camera roll. All right. Okay, there we go. Now look at this. Everybody read. Choose that. Boom. Everybody read the first line on my screen. The first line. How do I put it as my main picture?
You gotta change. You gotta change your profile and then reload. Like scroll down.
You can see it. You just gotta pull down to refresh.
I put it on number 2. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
There we go. Read what the first line says, and I'll give you. You guys will see what book that's from. It's dealing with the Midrash.
Let me see the first line. It says, Rabbi Judah said. Are you talking about that first line?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Rabbi Judah said, he exalted him as you read, and the peoples can't read that and bring them to their place. And he persuaded him. You talking about right there? And take him the words and return unto the Lord. Is he talking about right there?
No, when it says Esau was regarded as the progenitor of Rome.
I don't see this.
Oh no, it's not. Yeah, go down, to where it says V, whatever that means. I think 5.
Yoshi is looking at his screen, his PTR. That's
Yeah,
the
I'm looking
reason
at
why
his
he can't see
PTR.
it.
Mm-hmm. Where am I supposed to be looking?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So if you go down, it says Genesis. It says 39F. Esau was regarded as the progenitor of Rome.
You said, hold on, let me see.
It's like the second paragraph.
No, I don't see it.
You're a cotton picking liar.
It's the Yoshi. It's the first.
I don't do any
citation,
lying.
Yoshi.
Okay, so I'm looking at his PTR.
Can you
It's
just
the
click
first
the link?
citation.
Listen, bro, just click the link that I put in the chat.
Oh, okay, so you
page
put a link in the
130.
chat now. Okay, now you put a link in the got you. No problem. See, that's
No,
better.
but
Nah,
looking
this
at your
nigga
PTR.
wicked, man. He see that shit, man.
Hey,
he being wicked right now.
Don't call me out my name, first of all.
Dublin, you can't speak out your turn, brother.
He says you're being wicked.
Nah, he called me an N-word. So you said page 30? I didn't know you put the link in the chat. Page
But that's
30.
gonna take too long. It's right there on his PTR, brother.
Page 30.
You just gotta.
No.
It's fine. It's fine.
Hold on. I told you I was looking at his PTR.
I was trying to direct.
It's at the bottom of the page, yo. You can't be that, yo. It's literally at the bottom. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Hey, can you be quiet? So now on the side, I see page 26 of 560.
Go down to page 130.
Oh, you said 130. I thought you said 30. My bad.
Read the bottom paragraph. The very bottom
130.
paragraph.
Okay, I'm at 130 now. Let me see this.
Now this is my second source. One rabbi is saying they're in Germany. One rabbi is saying they're the progenitor of Rome.
So let me see the rest of this. Okay, right here, 130. All right. So, okay, now I'm on 130, but on the page it actually says 82. Is that correct, or should the page say 82? You understand what I'm asking you? Like on the side in gray highlights, it says 130 or 560.
No, the bottom of the page should say 130.
All right, let me keep going down. All right. 99, 105, 114, and 122, 127. Okay. 129. All right. So where I see is number 5, and the Lord God took the man. You're talking about there, okay? And you said down at the bottom of the page. And are you talking about in the smaller print? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So Genesis 27, all right, 39. Esau was regarded as the progenitor of Rome. This refers to Edom, Rome. The passage commencing, who is this that cometh from Edom? Oh boy. The passage deals with the future exalting of Israel, both connected. Vayahimhu, okay, and he put him with Hanaha, okay, the response and began, and okay, which Hagen to protect, and Eden with the Aden to delight, and Rabbi Judah holds that Adam is. You want me to keep reading this part because it's talking about Adam now, or you
Hey, so like, what page y'all on, man?
1/3? Did you want me to stop at the progenitor of Rome?
Yeah, brother. The point was the fact that the rabbi said that
Yeah,
Esau. Yeah.
yeah. You said
The progenitor of
the
Rome.
Edom. Yeah, you said the Edomites lost their damn minds, but the
I didn't say they lost their minds. When I said they lost
you
their
know what I
minds,
mean. You know what I mean, brother.
no, I don't. I only know what you say.
Okay, listen. Stop trying to act like you're from Israel. You're just a nigga in America.
No,
It
I'm not
says,
that. Don't call me on my name.
okay. The point is
All
you
right.
said that
And I'm
Edomites
not
lost
acting
their
like I'm from
identity.
Israel. I'm not acting like I'm from
Oh
Israel.
God,
Okay,
yo,
cool.
don't say
Okay.
But you said
I
that
don't know why
Edom.
your gackles think it's
Okay,
funny.
let me let me
because
finish
you a
out,
wicked
please.
ass nigga, man. This nigga
All
wicked,
right, hold
Hey,
on,
yo.
wait,
Devin,
wait, wait.
Yeah.
All right,
Devin,
all right,
man,
all right.
come on,
Let's
bro.
finish this.
All right, Salakia,
All right,
Salakia.
all right.
Okay.
Let's all. Hey, Yoshi, if I offended
What?
you, my apologies. But what you said was that the Edomites lost their identity.
Yeah, I said that.
Okay, so I'm showing you two of your own sources from the Midrash, Jewish sources, Talmudic sources, saying that they know who they are and where they are, and it's in Rome and Europe and Germany.
Okay, so let me read this first one again on page 130. All right, because I understand what you think this is saying. All right, so Esau was regarded as the progenitor of Rome. All right, this refers to Edom, Rome. The passage commencing, who is this that cometh from Edom? All right. So I think you're thinking, in fact, I'm quite certain that he's using this in the most literal sense, that this rabbi thinks that Edom is Rome, instead of they considered Rome as Edom because they were an enemy. And which I think you don't understand is that the rabbis during the time of the Talmudic period, that they considered their enemies, Rome, Christianity, as being as Edom. It was symbolic. I think you think that they're literally saying that Edom is the progenitor of Romans. I think
Okay,
you think that.
you would have a point. I'm reading what it says. Show me anywhere within that context that they're saying figuratively they're
Well, in
Edom.
this context, you wouldn't.
Secondly, hold on, let me land my plane real
Okay,
quick.
go ahead.
Secondly, Germany ain't have nothing to do with Christianity. Ancient Germania Major and Germania Minor.
Okay, you would have to show
So,
me that source because I
so
don't see that source here.
yeah,
You show.
so
Okay.
I'll pull that source up as well. So, can you find in that context or anywhere in the book you got the link where it's saying, "Oh, hey, and everybody, we the rabbis are saying that Edomites are actually Christians here." Can you find that in that source?
No, you wouldn't find. That's not how this corpus of literature work. Find it in this source. You have to know the different sources to go to understand what they're talking about. So it doesn't work that way. That you don't navigate these rabbinical writings the way you think you would navigate the Tanakh. It's not done that way. So everything is not discussed on one page or in one book. You have to go to different books.
Okay.
That's not how it works.
All right. Well, at the end of the day, the sources out there for the people to see. When I put this on YouTube, I'll put these
But wait
sources
one second. Let me see if I can
in the
satisfy your inquiry.
yeah, I'll put these sources in the description box on YouTube as well, so you guys can have them. The rabbis literally now, if these whether these are us, the ancient rabbis, are actually us, or whether these are some type of converts, what they did was made sure people wouldn't be able to lie to say that Edomites just damn vanished.
Hey, please, before he leaves, can I ask him one question? But it's kind of off topic. It's a messianic question.
Yeah, ask him one question and let's get some more brothers on.
Real quick,
Okay.
on page 17, it does mention the state of Edom being Rome. I don't know if that matters for the conversation. It does say that at the bottom of page 17.
that the state of Edom is what now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the bottom.
Well, that does matter. That does matter because it's given geographical locale to an ethnicity, and it's not dealing with religion here.
Right. Yeah, you can find that at the bottom of page 17. That's going to be the fourth citation.
Appreciate that, brother.
You got it.
Yeah, but these are books that brothers need to have. I know our brother Ron is doing a debate with Ron Dalton about who Esau is, and I'm sure he'll deal with it well. But you know, a lot of people are trying to say that these are Arabs or they just don't exist no more. That's just not true. We have archaeology, history, and more importantly, prophecy. Yowanathan just read a prophecy saying the ethnicity of the people who would occupy Israel, and it just so happens that it's Europeans over there. So you can ask him the last question. Let's get the other brothers on.
Yeah, real quick. So you're non-messianic. I just wanted to ask you real quick. So in Isaiah 53, like, what's your interpretation of Isaiah 53?
It's referring to a suffering servant that I understand that the New Testament attributes to Jesus. You see echoes of this, and I think one of the songs of Solomon, or the wisdoms of Solomon. So yeah.
No, who is the? I'm asking you, who is it talking about?
Who is it talking about?
To you.
I don't think it's talking about anyone in particular.
Okay, what is it talking about?
It's a poetic about the idealized suffering servant of Adonai, who we can see in the narrative can be identified with quite a few prophets, such as Jeremiah, such as Ezekiel, such as other prophets or servants of God who suffered at the hand of the wicked, who exposed themselves to pain and scorn and ridicule for the sake of their people and the message of God. So I understand that there are those who said this is specifically about Jesus. I don't debate that.
I'm not asking.
I don't debate that.
I'm not telling you what I believe. I was just asking you, what do you say this is talking about? So you're saying in verse 10, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, these men.
Verse 10. Let me see verse 10, because you picked out a specific verse. Oh boy, verse 10. Hold on. Where are you, Isaiah 53, verse 10. Okay. And Adonai is delighted to bruise him. He has made him sick. If his soul does make an offering for guilt, he seeth seed. He prolongeth his days, and the pleasure of Adonai in his hand does prosper. Okay. What about verse 6?
So whoever this is talking about, doesn't it say that their soul would be an offering for sin?
For guilt, not for sin, but okay.
Guilt is that not sin?
Guilt offering, but it's not saying sin. It's just
guilt. A guilt is sin.
I'm just telling you what it says here. You're saying sin. It
I
says
know
guilt.
Well, first of all, I don't know what version you're reading, but guilt is sin.
Okay.
Like, there's a guilt offering in the Torah for sin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so whoever this person is, their soul is an offering for guilt. They're offering for sin. Do we see Ezekiel or Jeremiah or any prophet in the Old Testament doing that?
Yeah, we do. We see
Where?
Ezekiel bearing the iniquities. You think is iniquity sin?
No, where does it? Yeah, it is. But where are they dying? Where are they giving their soul for an offering for sin?
That's what Ezekiel was doing. He was offering his soul, his body.
He died, and his offering.
Hold on one second. Does this verse say anyone died?
Yeah, it does.
Where?
Okay, watch. I'm gonna keep reading.
No, in this verse. In this verse.
Hold on, let's continue to read and get the context. It says, he shall see verse 12. Therefore I will divide him a portion with the great, and he shall divide the spoil with the strong, because he has poured out his soul unto death. He was numbered with the transgressors, and he bare the sin of many and made intercession for the transgressors. So what's that talking about?
You want to go back up to 10? Now we're in 12.
We're reading the context. This is the same thought, right?
Well,
Or is verse 12 a completely different idea than 10? Is that what you're saying?
We can go to 12, but I was answering your question specifically for 10.
Right, but
fair enough.
This whole chapter is about the same thing, brother.
I mean, is that fair enough? I don't mind going to 12, but you asked me a question about
Isaiah,
10.
I don't want to be too long-winded, but is Isaiah 53 about one continuous thought, or is it different context, different things?
I think it's more so one continuous thought.
Okay, so is it okay if I read verse 12 to help give understanding of 10?
As long as you make it clear that you're not that when you ask me a question about 10 and I tell you it doesn't say that in 10, that you can acknowledge that.
Right, I acknowledge that, but
okay, good.
It says it in 12.
Okay, so in 12 it reads, I don't know, I can imagine what translation you read, because he exposed to death his soul, and with transgressors he was numbered, and the sin of many he bore. So here, your translation has
he was exposed to death.
Many are exposed to death.
Wow.
The dangers of death. So I take it that you're interpreting that this person died because he exposed his soul to death.
Yeah, it says he poured out his soul unto death. Yeah.
Hold on one second. Hold on one moment. Just one moment. Hold on one moment. Hold on one moment.
It sounded like he had a Karen. He got a Karen running up on him. He's in the car somewhere in a white neighborhood, black guy, no tinted windows, small hat yarmulke on. Karen comes up. Do you live around here? Listen, brother, I don't give a how many small hats you put on. They gonna look at you like a nigga. Now, I'm not calling you a nigga, brother, because you might be offended by that. But it don't matter how many zeeks, how many tassels.
Okay, so I'm back. Hey, I don't know what you think.
Was I right, though?
About what?
A Karen approached you just now.
What'd you say?
A Karen approached you just now?
No Karen approached me just now. Someone asked me to move out of the way.
Yeah. Okay. Was she white?
No, actually, she's Asian. So what difference does that make?
That's fine.
What difference does it make?
Good enough. Moving on.
What difference does it make? No, what difference does it make?
Moving on. Okay, so real quick, what version are you reading? I don't want to be too long.
At the moment, I was reading the Young's Literal.
Okay, what does it say in verse 9? Just curious.
In verse 9, What does it say?
Because mine says
it appointeth with the wicked his grave.
Whose grave?
This person.
So this person had a grave?
Well, the word with is there.
Whoa!
Hold on. Hold on. Slow down. Okay. I told you what translation I was reading. So let me point something out to you. It says Vayatin et Rashaim. Okay. Kevro. No, hold on.
No, Salaki, go ahead.
Hold on. Yeah, Kevro. So I know you're reading the translation. You can check it if you want to. You can go to the Hebrew and you can read it. You can check it. They have with the wicked is grave. That word with is not there. So what does
his grave is his
Hold on.
No, real quick.
Hold on. Can I finish? Can I finish? Can I finish? Okay, go ahead.
Remember when you said, "Hey, can you wait a second so we can get there?" Yeah.
So I'm asking
you, we're not fluid in the Hebrew that you're speaking. So
you're not fluent in any Hebrew at all. So don't try to specify.
There's ancient Paleo.
You're not even fluent in that.
So let's stop. Let's keep it.
So just stop. I know. Don't try to act like there's a distinction that you are fluent in. Because I would just ask you, get the Paleo script and read it then. You can't. So don't try to misrepresent yourself to me.
Okay. So, you're getting emotional.
I'm always emotional. Is there
any English translation that you would say is sufficient for the Tanakh?
Any English translation that is sufficient? Many of them are sufficient. So let just hold on.
Give us one.
Hold on. Let's be there. Many of them are sufficient. You can go to the ESV. You can use the Korean Tanakh. Yeah, any they're sufficient. However,
the ESV isn't okay. So
are you listening? Are you asking me a question? Let me clarify this. Many translations are sufficient. The King James is sufficient in getting the overall message of what's going on overall. However, all translations into English, if you're following along in the Hebrew, and if you're familiar with the Hebrew and versed in it, you would notice that all of them deviate somewhere. So there is no translation that's across the board completely integral to the Hebrew.
I understand. What's a good one though?
A good one is the Young's literal translation. A good one is the Smith's literal translation. A good one is the ESV. A good one is the JP. Nah, not the JP.
The ESV.
Yeah, I said the ESV. That's a
Can
good one.
Can we
All right.
read it?
Yeah, you can read it. I don't have a good one can be the NIV. It depends on what text you're reading. What I'm telling you is here in verse 9 where you took me, I understand that the overwhelming majority say something to indicate that his grave was with the wicked. It doesn't. It says he gave his grave to the wicked.
Wait, his grave. What does that mean?
Yeah, they're like the grave that was his, it was given to the wicked instead. So if you're reading this literally, that verse isn't communicating that he had a grave or a tomb that was alongside the wicked. It's not communicating.
Who is the his? Who is the his here? Because I stepped
now,
away
if
for a
you
second.
read this, it makes sense. If you read this, listen to this. Read it the way you have it. And it appointeth with the wicked his grave, and with the rich are his high places, because he have done no violence nor deceit in his mouth. See, if you read that like that with the with, it makes no sense, because there's a qualifying because there. So it would make no sense if his wicked was with the grave. However, when you read it as it is in Hebrew, it tells you it appointed his grave, it appointed the wicked his grave, and the rich his high places. So it's not even like his high places. And then it tells you why the wicked got his grave, because there was no violence, no deceit in his mouth. So he did nothing deserving of death.
Okay, who is the his though?
The his is the servant we're talking about. Is this like proverbially referred to the suffering servant?
That's who's the servant?
He said whoever it's like any prophet.
Whoever Isaiah is talking about here. That's what I'm saying the servant is.
Okay.
He said it could be Ezekiel, Jeremiah, whoever.
Because I think people tend to neglect or overlook that when you have songs and poetry, okay, people think there needs to be a line for line fulfillment and application, line for line all the way down, instead of an overall theme that's being poetically presented. And people forget that. There's a reason why they call this one of the four servant songs. You can call them the servant poems, and so forth.
Okay, brother Yoshi, look, we're gonna move on. We'll let you ask. Do you want to put us on the hot seat with one last question?
Nah, I just wanted to get it. I don't need to put you on the hot seat. I do. Do you subscribe to? Let me make sure I got my battery. Oh, I got 3%. Do you subscribe to the idea that Jesus pre-existed? Meaning he had okay. Is he in the Old Testament somewhere where you can point to him and say, "Here, I think this is Jesus right here"?
Yes. We're reading about it right now. Isaiah 53, Daniel 9, Micah 5.
Yep.
Genesis 49.
So let me rephrase my question, because maybe I didn't articulate it. When I mean by pre-exist, I don't mean being spoken about previous to him being born. I mean that he was active and function in dealing with the children of Israel as a sentient being. That's what I mean. Do you subscribe to that?
Yes, the angel of the Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, so you subscribe that the angel of the Lord is the pre-existent Jesus.
Not absolutely, but in a lot of places.
Okay, and what place would you say that he is the pre-existent Jesus?
Exodus 23.
Exodus 23. Are you referring to the messenger that's sent before them and God's name is in him?
Yes.
Okay, now that's your interpretation, correct?
If we're factoring in the entirety of what we believe the Bible, then it's emphatically true.
Okay. Now, do you know of anywhere in the New Testament that identifies that angel as being Jesus?
Yes,
explicitly,
I do.
Explicitly?
Yes, I do.
And what I mean by explicit, meaning someone's going to say that angel was Jesus.
Yes.
Okay, where?
1 Corinthians 10.
1 Corinthians 10. Let's see.
All right, I
right.
got it. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10. I'm going to start at verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I would not that you should be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of the spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ.
Right.
Okay.
Now also hold on one second. Now also get Jude 1 and 5. But get that in like I think the ESV. I'll just read it right here. Jude 1 and 5 says, I will therefore put you in remembrance how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believe. So depending on which ancient manuscripts,
Some say Jesus, some say Joshua. I'm aware of it.
Right, which is Jesus. And then also Hebrews chapter 3, verse 2 to 6.
Okay, hold on. You rapid firing a bit. Let's back up.
Yeah, we're gonna shotgun you.
Okay, no problem. So that angel in Exodus 23, it was specifically said it would go before them. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, can you show anywhere where that same angel is explicitly identified as following them? I'm gonna save you time. You can't. I'm gonna save you time.
Them?
Yeah, following them. Because Paul, where you took me to in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, talking about the rock that followed them. And he said that's Christ. So now you have Paul talking about something that followed them that is identifying in Christ. That's different from the angel that he would send before them to go and bring out those people of that land.
Let me explain that. Let me just explain it. I'll give a rebuttal. It's easy. All through the New Testament, Yahushua, who the world calls Christ, is referred to as a rock. And so he's a literal rock, didn't follow us. You're talking to Israelites in Jewry who at Corinth who did have some Hellenization. So you can see why Paul might liken Christ to a rock. But this isn't talking about a literal rock. Rock symbolized Christ, but it was an angel. So we understand where he's drawing from. Just like Yahweh is called the rock as well. And so that would be our rebuttal to what you just said.
No, it's not a rebuttal to what I said, because I asked you specifically, can you show where that angel that was to go before them, can you show in the text where that angel, that same angel, is following them? And I know you can't.
We just read 1
Can I-
Corinthians 10.
No,
Can I
1
give you a verse?
Corinthians.
Mavu, go ahead.
Hold up. 1 Corinthians talk about the rock that followed. Now I'm not.
What rock followed them?
I'm not debating
What rock followed
the
them?
similars. I'm gonna give you an idea right here.
Hey, Yoshi, I could show you that verse if you like.
Hey, show me.
No worries. Exodus 14.
Exodus
and
14.
Verse 19.
Okay, let me read that. Good try, Mavu, but that's gonna come up short.
Okay.
14 and 19.
Yeah, I'll read it.
Okay.
And the angel of the Lord, which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them, and the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind their feet.
No, that's not a yikes. That's not a yikes. So I'm gonna tell you why this is not a yikes right here. Watch this. See, because we read in Deuteronomy that the Lord came with merits of his holy ones. Those are angels, right, Mavu?
You were asking about the angel of the Lord that was leading them at the end.
Hold on, no. Right. I'm gonna build up to that. Deuteronomy tells us that he came with merits of his holy ones, right?
Hold on, before we jump to that, I just want to make sure we acknowledge what you were talking about. Yoshi, we cool. You know, me and you, we cool, man.
No, 100%, 100%. Yeah.
So you were talking about, the angel of the Lord that was leading them at the end of Exodus 13, where it says, "And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud to lead them by the way, in night in a pillar of fire to give them light to go day and night." So we see a verse here where we see that that angel leading them, right? So we see that. But then after that, when we go to the next chapter, particularly at verse 19, this is where we see that same angel going behind them. And so I just wanted to make sure that was addressed. You might still see it differently. That's fine, but at least we addressed
that.
That
was a great point. Even though
Mavu, that was a great point pertaining to that messenger of God, that angel of God. So that verse in 14:19 says that that messenger that was before them went behind them. Okay, this is
That's
before.
so immaterial.
No,
That
it
is
is
so
material. No, it's
immaterial.
very
No,
material. It's
no,
very
it's not. You
material.
said show. You said
Hold on, I
show
did.
where Christ was dealing with the Israelites in the
I did.
wilderness.
Hold on.
And then I just first of all, I just let you give a whole rendition.
Let me answer Mavu and get my point out clearly, and illustrate and explain.
It's very futile.
No, it's not futile.
Can you be quick so you can address?
Yeah,
I'm
trying
two
to.
scriptures.
I'm trying to.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to. So one Mavu, there's nothing in the text that says that angel in 14:19 is the same angel that he said he was going to send before them. Nothing in the text. You would have to make a conjecture. Whereas though, if you go to in your New Testament in chapter 7 of Acts, Stephen, he literally says, verse 53, who received the law by arrangement of angels and did not keep it. So what's his name? Stephen is saying that the Israelites, the fathers, received the law by angels, plural, not one. Deuteronomy tells us that he came with merits of his holy ones. He didn't come with one angel. So there's nothing in the text that indicates that whenever you see an angel, a messenger of God, or angel of the Lord, that it's the same messenger. So no, you didn't. No. So no, priests did not prove, one, that the one who is told will go before them is the one that Paul is talking about, that he said follow them. Now you would have a better argument in equating chapter 14:19 with what Paul was saying, because it does say one followed them, but not in 23. It doesn't say that explicitly. You would have to fight for that and argue that. And I asked for explicit, so you don't have explicit. And that's why I told you don't waste your time.
Real quick, one of the things I do like about you, Yoshi, I know that, in our previous conversations, you've been able to analyze text and be like, okay, it says that, one person might see it one way, another person might see it another way, but we can acknowledge, regardless of what we believe, of what it actually says. And we do know at the end of Exodus 13, we do see that, there's an angel leading them. But then when we get to, the next chapter in verse 19, it says that the angel of God, which went before the camp of Israel. So we have an angel of God in context that has been leading the Israelites. It's only one. It's not multiple. It's not plural. I think we would both agree, right?
I would agree that in that text, it's speaking about one angel, one messenger. Right. However, would you agree with me that there were multiple angels that was in Egypt?
I would need to read that. I would like to read that with you. And if I see that clear in the text, I can definitely yield to that.
All right, let me go to it real quick.
But before we get there, let's just wrap up with this right here.
Okay.
And we can definitely go over there. That's not a problem. But here we can see that the context here is just one angel that's leading them, and then that angel goes behind them, right? And it's only one. I think like we could both see that, we would both be like, all right, cool, the text says that. Now, if you choose not to believe that, that's fine. You can believe what you wish, but we can both at least acknowledge that's what the text says.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you because I don't disagree with what's explicitly written. So I agree that there's one specific angel that's being spoken about that was going before them that then went behind them. I agree with that 100%. So I wouldn't. What I disagree with is someone making the leap and concluding that that angel in 14 is the same one spoken about in 23. You can't prove that, especially when I know that there were multiple angels in Egypt. And I have no reason to think that there didn't remain multiple angels after they came out of Egypt that was working. And I'm going to read that verse for you because you asked for it. So this is the psalmist. This is Psalm 78:49, where it reads, he cast upon them fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels. What is the overall context of this? It's talking about the Exodus. Let's get a little
context right here. So we see that he gave up their cattle also to the hail and their flocks to the hot thunderbolts. Going up even more, he destroyed their vines with hail and their sycamore trees with frost. He gave also their increase unto the caterpillar and their labor unto the locust. He sent divers sorts of flies among them. So I'm reading backwards. So you agree that this is describing the plagues in Egypt, correct, Mavu?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay, so when we to this, we don't read anywhere that there's multiple angels. However, when we read the Psalms right here, Psalm 28, and where I went here in 49, he cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath and indignation and trouble by sending evil angels among them. He made a way to his anger. He spared not their soul from death, but gave life over to the pestilence. That pestilence, that would be that plague that he told Moses was going to come in and visit them. And then he tells us how we know this is Egypt, and smote all the firstborn of Egypt. So now from the psalmists, we see how they're engaged in that story and how they interpret it, that God sent angels there, not just one, angels plural.
Just to respond to that,
Yeah.
I wouldn't fight you on the topic of, maybe multiple or different angels exacting the judgment. The scriptures don't really go into too much detail, but one of the things that I think we both can agree to, is that there was an angel leading them in the wilderness. And when we get to, Exodus 23, I believe you're mentioning Exodus 23 and 20, and I think you said you can't prove that it was that same angel. And I can see how you can say that. I can see how you could see it that way. But can you see how someone could read that and come to the conclusion, okay, this angel that was
So Mavu is trying to play Captain Saver, you know what? So now I'm trying to figure out where is Priest in all this conversation. I think he sees himself getting caught, because I mean, most of the video, the first 30 minutes, is really nothing to be go crazy over. But this angel of the Lord conversation seems to be where the smoke, it got smoky.
sent before the Israelites to keep them in the way and to bring them into the place that was being prepared. Like there's an angel leading them, that someone could conclude, oh, okay, this is the same angel in Exodus, 13 and 14. Can you see how someone could come to that conclusion?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I
Okay,
can see
cool,
how
cool.
somebody can hold that, but when I hold them to the standard of showing me that explicitly, then
Yeah,
they're not going to be able to do that.
I can understand where you're coming from now.
And you
Yeah,
know, from dealing with me, I deal with that standard of, okay, it needs to be explicit. And so
Okay,
that's all I'm saying.
Can we get an explicit verse that says there were multiple angels in the wilderness?
Yeah, I can show. Okay, so do you know the name of that angel? You said it was Christ. Do you know the name of that angel that was leading them?
It doesn't say.
Okay, I would agree with you. So would you say that was Michael?
No.
Oh, okay, fine. Me neither, because the text doesn't say that. So when you ask me for multiple angels in the wilderness, I'm going to show you that. If you go to Jude, when Jude is speaking about the death of Moses and how Michael disputed with the devil over the body of Moses, well, we know when Moses died. He died in the wilderness. Would you not agree?
He did.
Okay, so since we know Moses died in the plains of Moab, which is the wilderness, then, and since you don't think that Michael is that angel that's leading them, then you have more than one angel in the wilderness at some particular time,
But
and
that's
by
me.
name.
That's me.
What you
That's
mean? That's
me.
you.
You're
What you
saying
mean?
that if I don't believe that's Michael, then that shows multiple. It's not about what I believe. I'm
Yeah, that's from your
asking, can you?
perspective.
But it's not my perspective. My question was to you. Can you show me what you said there was multiple angels there, correct? Yes or no?
Yeah, I would have to go by the New Testament standard.
Right. It's
Just to,
called an internal critique, brother. So we're going off of what you believe.
Right. So now can you
no,
show, because
yeah,
you just
I'm
held
about to
us to
give it
the
to you.
standard, but you just held us to the standard as verbatim. I want to see the words multiple angels or many angels verbatim.
Oh, you're not gonna see.
And can you do it? Oh, so we're not gonna see it. Okay.
No.
So,
You are. You are.
Now. And can you do it?
Yeah.
Can you do it? Can you not do it disingenuously? Meaning, use the New Testament that you don't even believe or describe. Use the Tanakh only. Thank you.
I don't need to use the Tanakh only.
I'm not gonna let you be disingenuous and use a text that you don't even subscribe to. So my question is, remember how you pigeonholed me? You're gonna be held to that same standard.
Listen, everybody have their own standards that they go by. How is my brother Hakah gonna say you can't use the New Testament when the whole conversation, the homeboy pull out Corinthians 10 and quote the New Testament? All of a sudden, you can't use the New Testament. This is crazy. I think the conversation earlier on, Hakah sounded strong. Yoshi wasn't beating nobody up or whatever. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I never watched this before. This is the first time watching it. I just heard people's reaction saying Yoshi cut him up. So I'm waiting for the part of Yoshi cut him up. But it seems that the angel of the Lord conversation is the wrong conversation to have with Yoshi. Yoshi is like a sniper with the angel of the Lord conversation because he's all right. So you look at the audience reaction. So Captain Tazariak is biased. He said earlier Hakah was winning the conversation earlier on. He wasn't biased. But in this angel of the Lord conversation, Tazariak comments change throughout the whole conversation. Hey, I'm just saying. But anyway, I'm not biased.
Show me in the Tanakh that you believe to be Hashem's word that there were multiple angels in the wilderness. Ready, set, go.
Let me articulate this clearly. So, in the Tanakh, in the wilderness narrative, you won't see multiple angels. One, that phrase. You won't see that in the Tanakh.
Thank you.
Hold on. I'm not done.
I'm just saying thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
From the strict Tanakh perspective, that can only be inferred. No, I'm sorry. From the Torah perspective, that can only be inferred. From the Tanakh, it can be inferred even stronger because we know that one, he had his angels in Egypt. Two, in Deuteronomy, it tells us that he arrived with merits of his holy ones. So that's two. So that he arrived with them. Okay, so they're there in the wilderness, Sinai, right there.
Does it say angel of the Lord, or does it says? Do you believe that there's a hierarchy within the angels?
Yeah, the text shows that.
Okay.
So
what you're quoting, does it says angels of the Lord? Whoo, it's about to get hot.
No, it's not. You will never see the term angels of the Lord. You'll only see angels of God.
But you're saying that.
So you want to say that term?
Excuse me. You're saying that there's multiple angels of the Lord, correct?
There's multiple angels of God, and yes, AKA, there are multiple angels of Adonai. Of Adonai, yes, strongly inferred. Although you will never see the construct angels of Adonai. You will never see that construct.
And I knew you were wasting your time. I didn't want to waste your time. I knew you wouldn't find it. But anyway, it's all good. So can you read Jude chapter 1, verse 5? And we can end it here and get some other brothers on. Jude 1 and 5.
Hold on, I didn't finish presenting my position. So I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about if I can speak uninterrupted. Okay.
You asked the question.
Hold on. So I show you. Hold on.
You asked the question.
Hold on.
I show you Christ dealing with the Israelites from a New Testament perspective. I gave 2 verses.
No, that's not what I asked you.
So far, you have dealt with.
That's not what I asked you.
10. I would need you after you land your plane. I'm not going to give you all this time to build a premise and argue with straw man. After you land your plane, I'm gonna let you land your plane. I initially cited 2 verses that I need you to deal with directly and correctly.
Okay, I will. So let me finish uninterrupted if you don't mind. Okay. So I know you're a bit uncomfortable. All right. And you don't have the standard that you try to hold others to. I know that. We know that. Okay. So this is why you're rapid firing over talking me. So what I asked you was explicit. So you failed to explicitly show that angel
Yashiyahu.
23. Hold on, can I finish with uninterrupted?
No,
I know you're not. I know you're not.
I'm
I
not
know
going to
you're
let
not.
you
I
come
know.
on
I know.
my show
I
and
know.
disrespect me when you
What
follow
you
the
say?
same people who suck babies' dick and give babies herpes, nigga. How the fuck you gonna come on my platform and talk to me like that when you follow after Ashkenazi Jews who suck baby dick and give them herpes? You said the Ashkenazi Jews were the actual Jews, and if you got converted, here I have to disrespect you. You know why? Because you disrespected me. Yes, you did. Don't say no slick shit about me on my platform. So land your plane, or I'm gonna keep going in on your ass. Land your plane. Land your plane.
You're showing yourself.
Land your plane.
You're showing yourself as being.
I'm gonna give you 10 seconds to land your plane. 10, 9, 8,
Can I speak
7.
uninterrupted?
All right, thank you. Don't shoot any more jabs, or I'm gonna get on.
Yo, when Hakah is just he's acting all perturbed right now. Usually when Hakah is trying to be this new guy, Hakah has always been an a-hole in my opinion, right? He's just that type of guy. That's just his bravado. But he's been kind of smoothed out lately, or trying to be a better person, in my opinion, from what my observation. This is Garfield talking. He had no reason to wild out at this point. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense, because nobody's throwing shots to the point where you say, hey, he's being mad disrespectful or whatever. But this is crazy. Listen to this craziness right now.
I'm gonna get on them fake ass Jews you follow.
Okay, well, that has nothing to do with me. And the fact of the matter is, I told you I'm not Ashkenazi. I'm Carterite. See, you're emotional and you're not making a distinction, and you're just having outbursts like a man child. See, you can't deal with the information, and so now you're having emotional outbursts.
You said them Ashkenazis who suck baby dick are the real Jews. It don't matter if you said that you're not Ashkenazi. You're a Karaite that believes that those are God's chosen people who suck baby dick and give them herpes. What are you talking about?
Who's the emotional?
You did that. You're out of here, buddy. Next person.
The Lord got something to say.
No, hold on, Gino, 1 second.
The Bible say all men are liars. Are you a liar? Who was that?
Man, get the hell out of here, bro. Like, damn. We had who was it?
So if you look at the screen, this is Zara. Zara said he's a Karaite. They reject the Talmud. What are you talking about? My man crashed out for no reason, man. But listen, the link is there if anybody want to jump on and talk about it. I think the conversation, as Captain said earlier, the first conversation earlier on, I would probably give Hakah the edge to that. I ain't biased. Yoshi's my man, my main dude. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the conversation, it wasn't really a debate at the beginning, but it was just basically back and forth. But for someone to say he crashed out and he's legitimately has reason to do that, he ain't no reason to do that, man. I'm telling you, don't have this angel of the Lord conversation with anybody out of Grand Rising. Anybody in that group over there, an angel of the Lord, run for your life. What's up, y'all? What's up? If anybody want to jump on, that's my man Trilla in the building, man. Oh man, Trilla. They don't want the angel of the Lord conversation with my man Trilla. But somebody asked a question earlier, right? This Christian brother that always supports my channel. So he's saying, is Hakah supporting the Trinity? You see, when we argue certain things, you got to ask yourself, do people support the Trinity? Then he got to go in his whole conversation and say why he don't support it. But yo, anybody want to jump on, man? The link is pinned. Now it's a crash out. Yeah, he crashed out. Dude crashed out, man. Big time. Big time crashed out, man. Bro, we whoop niggas so bad they make a video when they think someone lands one punch. Ha 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 ha. Hey, and by the way, my debate is on the table for Hassad, Hakah, anybody in Genesis 70 AD, because Hakah said to Yoshi earlier, prove that they lived in the land after the fact. Let me just show one source real quick. Then I'm not even going to show the source. Let's say Rabbi Hanassi. Rabbi Hanassi built a temple, aka a synagogue, 200 AD. And he comes from the people that were continuing to live there at the time. What are you talking about? They said 500,000 people died in Bar Kokhba. Where did those people come from if the people in the 70 AD exile? Where did they come from? Listen, everybody has information, man. But I'm just saying, Grand Rising, you don't want to smoke with them dudes. I'm gonna tell you right now. Hey, Hassan, the link is there. You could click and come on. 70 AD, you guys can prove a mass amount of people ran into Western Central Africa. Nobody can prove it. Nobody, because it never happened. Some people left, but wherever they left, the Romans ruled. So they really, it's like coming out of Israel and going into Egypt. Yeah, the Bar Kokhba revolt. But after the Bar Kokhba revolt, what happened? We have documentation from Eusebius, Cassius Dio. We got stuff for days. And gals, Grand Rising. See, we got Zara Illuminate right here. We got Mama Steph, the master teacher. We got crazy woman in there. And for all the people that teach that women can't lead, y'all need to read the Elephantine Papyrus, the report by God Barnea talking about women were teaching in the temples in Israel back in the days. Back in the days, the woman was teaching. So all this Corinthians and quoting Paul or whatever, I mean, come on, man. Let's deal with the reality right here. But anyway, man, if anybody, I want that smoke on who the angel is in Exodus 23. You got the #1 draft pick, Gadal, in the building. You got my man, Triller. Nobody ain't calling Triller out. They ain't calling Triller out. They gonna run. They got Dre. They got the boys damn near Trinitarians in that. This is what the dude said earlier, though. The dude said it. He said, boys damn near Trinitarians with the angel of the Lord. That's the same thing the Christian dude posted earlier. Now you got Triller saying the same thing. That's why Triller said the same thing. Any smoke. And then, of course, they're not going to call me out. #1 draft pick for the Special Olympics. I didn't know Hassan was a troll like that, bro. He be trolling, yo. Yo, he's a troll. He's an OD troll, yo. He's a troll. He said, get out the #1 draft pick for the Special Olympics. Yo, you gotta love the community, man. And by the way, family, don't take none of these brothers right personal. They all brothers, man. They all brothers, John. You know what I'm saying? They all brothers, man. They all love each other. They just talk shit all the time. But I'm gonna say this one time. Hakah did not have to spaz out at the end, and he took a L with this conversation. This is the first time I'm watching it. I don't need to watch it over, but I'm gonna say this: Grand Rising, y'all don't want to come up in Grand Rising. Let me tell y'all that right now. You got Triller, you got Dre, the 1,000-year rule. You got Gadal, you got Yoshi in there. We even got Judah. And we got Sister Zara, we got Mama Steph, we got Hurricane, they got a lineup in there, man. When you come to the history and archaeology, they got me up in there. So, hey, ain't no joke, man. Ain't no joke. Yep. But I'm just saying, that was a beautiful conversation. No harm, no foul. Gadal, the #1 draft pick, actually made the avatar for me. It was funny. I'm trolling with that avatar. But at the end of the day, though, a lot of people gonna be drawn to it because of how it's been. But anyway, don't out Yawasab on that list. He's sometimey. Yeah. Don't put. She said, don't put Yawasab on the list. He's sometimey. Yo, Yawasab, what? I don't, dude. This dude just went crazy. Yeah. But I don't know, man. Much love, much respect. I think boys can get smacked up on that Edom-Rome trash too. Yeah. Hey, by the way, Hassad, where Hassad at? Hassad, are you still here? We got a $5,000 bet, family. If Hakah is man enough, $5,000 each. The winner takes all. Boom. Come debate my man Yoshi on if Edom is wrong. 5,000. Put that 5,000 up. $5,000, y'all. They ready to put that money up. They putting that money up. $5,000. I'm gonna say this again. Hassad, I don't know if you're still here. My man Hakah, you probably still watching secretly with a different profile. But I'm saying to y'all, listen, family, this bet between these two brothers. Let's see Hakah. He got all his mouth on his channel, got all these fans, thousands of people watching him all the time. Somebody's putting up $5,000. You put up your 5,000. The winner takes all. Boom. You walk away with that $5,000. Put up your $5,000. The person put up $5,000, and somebody is leaving with zero money that night. So all this talk we talking, $50 pay-per-view. Nah, that ain't no $50 pay-per-view. That's gonna be a free debate. They both putting up money. Ain't nobody got to pay for that. Sounds like a Jamaican scam. It ain't my idea, bro. That's between Yoshi and the brother. I'll accept if Garfield puts up the 5K just so I can take his money. I said I had a long day at work. I could tell. But Hassan, on the real tip though, they putting that money up for it. Let's see if Hakah makes a move and put his money up and let's get it in. If we so confident about what we believe in, Yoshi don't debate, but he's willing to debate Hakah. Yep. You brought him out in the ring. He's like, I don't debate. Now this is the first debate out in public Yoshi ready to have. You just had a conversation with him. Let's have a conversation about Edom and Rome. You pick a judge, he picks a judge, then y'all agree on the middle judge. Get the ball rolling. Hey, Trilla, what is that you put in the chat, bro? Is that what Homeboy was trying to pull up? Or this is the Edom-Rome stuff? Come on. Anybody accept? Boom, 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 let's go. If I put money in, I got to get money out. So I don't have no problem with that. But Yoshi said he's willing to put up his $5,000. Hakah, let's see how confident you are to put up your own $5,000 and let's get it in. I know he's going to be like, oh, man, I'm going to take his money, man. Rome, Edom is Rome. Rome is Edom. Da, 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 da. Take the debate. Take the debate. Oh, man. Damn. I'm telling you, them dudes from Grand Rising, oh, man. Y'all better watch it, man. Grand Rising got a team. A team that's, yo, who's taking on Triller, man? Who's going to let Triller pull out the cobwebs and come out to debate, man? Who's going to make Triller come out, man? I was thinking about hitting up Damon Richardson, man, to do a Trinity thing with Triller. That would be a good debate. Oh, man. Facts. But nobody want to jump on? No comments? Yoshi, where you at? Let me call Yoshi on the phone, man. I know you're probably listening. Let me call you on the phone, man. Why you ain't call it? Why you ain't? Oh, he can't jump on. I forgot.
Hello?
Hey, I'm live on the air, my brother. How you doing?
I'm super. How you doing?
Yo, you just got an easy win, man. You just beat up this dude, man. He kicked you out, man. You ain't tell me about that part, man. He kicked you out, man.
I wanted to leave some suspense for you. How do I get on the stage? How do I do that?
The link is at the top. You just click the link, and okay. Once you come in, you're gonna be in the back chat with me, and I'll bring you on stage.
The link is in it. Okay, so I can what? Let me go and check it. Okay.
All right, no problem.
Okay, later. All right, bye.
Oh, man, he does sound super. He said, "I'm super." Oh man, you see, Triller. This is what I don't like about Triller, yo. Triller will let people cancel their debates, man. Triller, you gonna put that source in the chat? They're gonna be like, "Nah, we ain't gonna do it." You see, this is what Triller does, man. Triller always do that. Triller let like 1,000 people cancel debates because he gonna put sources in the chat. Brother Hassad, I'm always here for you, brother. Anytime you're ready, man. I don't know which Christian he gonna beat up. Yeah, I got Damon Richardson's contact number. As a matter of fact, let me call him right now. Damon Richardson. What's the topic?
Damon Richardson.
All right, let me get the other number. Let's see what we got here. Probably his wife's number right here.
Use has been restricted or is on.
All right, cool. Yeah, he called me back. You want to debate Jerome Gay and what? Are we the Israelites is the topic. Okay, Jerome Gay. All right, cool. Let me hit up. I'll get to him another route. I ain't got to get you into Pastor Damon Richardson, but I just need a Google to open the door right now. Say Edom and Rome is the same sentence. Yo, I'm telling y'all gonna let Trilla come out, bro. Trilla been chilling, man. Since the baby born, Trilla been chilling. He just be in his room and he's chilling. Y'all gonna let my homie come out and beat somebody over there. Me and Deacon versus him and Jerome and our Dr. Eric Mason. Are we the Israelites? Oh man. You really that's a scriptural debate, right? Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. I know Vince Bantu probably would take it if you want Vince Bantu over for that. Oh man, I'm waiting for Yoshi to see if Yoshi could jump on it. Yoshi, if you're listening, your phone, you gotta go through Safari. You can't go through Google Chrome. Google Chrome will give you hell. Trying to get the winner on, ladies and gentlemen. The winner. Look at Zara throwing shots. And nobody ain't gonna throw shots at her because, you know, that's the advantage of being a woman, man. Because then they're like, oh, you coming at her because she's a woman. But hey, she's a strong black woman, man. I tell you that. And she beat up dudes all the time in Grand Rising. Although she be on the job. She be sneaking and talking. Oh, I'm in the bathroom on my break. Oh man. But yeah, Hassad, I definitely reach out. But just to let you know, Hassad, I think Vince Bantu would probably be. But Vince Bantu don't hold that people aren't Israelites per se. You know, he said that there's a few that came off the slave ships or whatever. I mean, that's what he holds to. Over for thou. No doubt, bro. Turn up the bass. How about debating prove today's Israeli are the Israelites of yesterday? I don't know, man. I mean, hey, Brother Hassad, how you feel about the Babylonian Jews that went back after 1948? Because they have a tradition that goes back over 2,500 years. We have Benjamin Tudela saying that he saw Israelites in the areas where they were taken to in Assyria. 100,000 here, 100,000 there. I don't know. And Babylonian Jews, a lot of them went back to Israel. I wouldn't call them fake. So we got to be careful how we loop all people together and try to generalize and talk in absolutes. Because them people from Babylon, they definitely have a tradition that goes back 2,500 years. And it goes back to when they were living in Babylon after Nebuchadnezzar's time because he gave them land. Where you at, Yoshi? Oh, Damon Richardson does text me back. He said he'll call me shortly. He's teaching a class. All right. No doubt. 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 You're going to be like, oh, I feel I ain't doing that, man. That's a waste of time with them youngsters. But I don't think Damon Richardson is somebody more like to debate that topic though. But if you're dealing with it from a scriptural level, I don't know. Orthodox more coming with that heat, man. Garfield, I'll debate either of them on Deuteronomy 28 versus Isaiah 58. Are Israelites identified by the curses or the light they produce? Brother Hassad, that's on the table, bro. Got my shooter right there. That's my shooter. Orthodox Moor right there. Y'all stop saying Orthodox Moor. That's a bad title. Oh, he running. Y'all stop running Orthodox Moor. That's all that is. Jeremiah 12:5 is the best clickbait ever. Brother Hassan said, what the fuck does that even mean? Well, y'all trying to do my man. They're scared of Orthodox Moor. That's all it is. They can't even comprehend the topic, man. Where is Yoshi Yahoo? They running, man. I'm telling you, Orthodox Moor, they're running. They can't even understand the title. That's how deep it is, man. Let me put it on the screen again. Deuteronomy 28, right? The curses and the blessings versus Isaiah 58. Are Israelites identified by the curses or the light they produce? This is easy. Easy work. Turn up the bass. No, that's bad information. That's wrong information. Brother Joel and Orthodox Moor agreed to debate each other. Joel was upset about a picture that Orthodox Moor sent. He wanted a different picture. That's why the debate didn't happen. That's as silly as that sounds. Goofy ass title. Israel Bound. What up? What up, Israel Bound? Okay, yeah, stop running. Stop running, man. That's a great title. I love that title. You see, y'all used to the same old titles over and over, Salvation for All and all this. This guy came up, he took his time and he wrote a title down. Y'all can't even fight. Y'all definitely ain't gonna be him. They running, man. That's a nice title. That's a nice title. You see, y'all can't understand basic stuff. Where the hell is Yoshi at, yo? When I spoke to Hakah earlier, he said he beat up Yoshi, man. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. He said, I beat up Yoshi. Yoshi, why don't you go in Grand Rising and then our what do you call it? You know what? Let me call you back. Let me see where you at.
Hello?
You got trouble? You got trouble coming in?
No. I got to finish programming this car real quick. I got to pull up, program this car. I want to be able to give my attention.
All right, cool. Nah, just say what you got to say, because I'm gonna just end the show, because ain't nobody jumping on anyway.
Nobody's jumping on? Oh, okay.
So just say what you got to say real quick. Go ahead, man. Speak your mind.
Oh, what am I on the mic?
Yes, sir. You're live on the air.
Oh, okay. Well, there's not too much to say. People saw what they saw. They're going to think what they're going to think about it. We know how people have their biases. I think those who are being as nearly objective as possible, no one is going to behave that way when they think that they have the upper hand in presenting their position. As I said there, he was exposed. He felt embarrassed. I didn't disrespect him by asking to be able to complete my thought. I will say this. In that first half of that dialogue, he presented some information that he's going to need to prove to be factual. One, he mentioned Rabbi Ishaq, whose name he couldn't even pronounce. That's just a little shot. I'm making fun of him. As I'm saying that if they say that Edom is in Germany, but believe him. So I don't know where he got that quote from. He was claiming that he was looking in the Midrash. But when you look in the Midrash for that quote, this is what you're going to find. All right, I'm going to say it. And you're not going to find what he quoted. You're going to find under Rabbi Ishaq, said in the style, and this is a quote, said in the style of a previous passage, if a man says to you, I have labored and not found success, do not believe him. Similarly, if he says to you, I have not labored, but nevertheless I have found success, do not believe him. If, however, he says to you, I have labored and have found success, believe him. So I scoured the text for the verbiage, the quote that he said he was reading. I found it interesting that when I was trying to get him to provide that quote, he kept switching rabbis and switching sources and so forth. So he moved away from that supposed quotation about Germany. Can't find it in that corpus, that body of corpus, where he said that he was referencing, which was in, let me see, where did he say he was referencing? One moment, if I can remember. I think he said he was referencing somewhere in the, Shimoni. Okay, Yalkut Shimoni. The ironic thing is that entire section that he said he was reading from is in Hebrew. He doesn't read Hebrew, so I'm just wondering how he got that in English. So if he could present that source, I would greatly appreciate it. Another thing that he said that he couldn't substantiate, of course, you already mentioned it. We know historically, by fact, verifiably so, that Jews were in the land after the Bar Kokhba revolt, even up to the modern day. This is verifiable. This is not even up to debate for anyone that's a serious student of history. I doubt that he is, because a serious student would not have been presumptuous enough to make such a reckless statement. He said he was supposed to get a source. This is the least of all of them, that the Israeli population is 90% secular. He's not going to find a source anywhere that says that. As of the latest statistics on that, let me get that real quick. As of the latest statistics, anyone to do a quick
while you search for that, let me add something real quick. That 80% of Israelites, or what you call them, Jews in the first century, lived outside of Israel before 70 AD happened. Let me say that again. 80% of Jews who existed in the world lived outside of Israel before the 70 AD war happened. So now when you say that they left and they went to other places, they were already in other places. Because when we go back to 2nd century BC, we find in Europe, I think in France, you find burial grounds with Hebrew letters. So Jews were already living in Europe before even the 1st century. So that's something that a lot of people forget when it comes to the history of Jews. They think everybody's trying to be wherever it don't work like that. It don't work like that. Go ahead, my brother.
Okay, so so here, as of, and this is just a quick Google search, he's going to have to find an alternative search to substantiate his claim. This is as of 2022. It's approximately 45% of the Jewish Israeli self-identify as secular. That's only 45%. That's less than half. He was orders of magnitude exaggeratedly over that by saying 90%. He said he's going to the source. He couldn't get it. That's about it. So when people listen to it, they may think, he had me on the hot seat. He did, but I was comfortable. He didn't present any questions that I couldn't answer. Of course, subjectively so, it's not going to be to people's satisfaction, and that's fine. I understand that. However, when it came to his doctrine, he could not substantiate his position. He claimed he was going to show it explicitly. He failed to do that. So basically, I just stripped him down theologically, okay, and doctrinally, turned him around, and put my academic foot in the small of his back and shoved him butt naked onto the porch and exposed his pseudoism. And he felt embarrassed about it. And I said, until he can give me that source claiming about Germany, then he can raise his hand, wait for me to acknowledge him, wait for me to acknowledge his presence. But if he can't get that source and get it to you, Garfield, and you can read it, then I'm just going to redo. Until then, I'm just going to sum it up to that that he was fiending up there on that stage. So that's all I got to say about it, man. It's no big deal. I went in there just to exchange with him briefly. When he found out that I'm Jewish, he thought he was going to be able to stumble me up on something. I told him that I'm not Ashkenazi, that I'm Karaite. But because he had nothing else to say against me or about me, he started attacking me by proxy. That's unusual and very weird. He was frustrated, observably so. And that is not indicative of a man that was confident in his position. See, his whole demeanor changed from the first half of that debate, where he felt comfortable, to me questioning him on his doctrine. And I commend Mavu for coming in and attempting to salvage him. But unfortunately, Mavu could not redeem him from the thrashing that he received. So, Genesis, you might need a new beginning. Okay. And another thing, I really don't see like where he had room to try to associate me with Jews who practice, the suction by mouth, when Karaites have never practiced that. So that's weird, especially since he was under the leadership of a man who, while he was on the street corners preaching, he was fantasizing about being pegged by his wife after she came from being with an old Edomite. But we're supposed to accept it that he didn't know about that? Yeah, whatever. So before you point your dirty index finger at me with those filthy fingernails, you better look at the 4 fingers pointing back at you, man. You don't have any room to even speak to me. All right? And next time you speak to somebody, you better find out who they are first. I'm off the mic, Garfield.
All right. Peace and love, bro. I appreciate you, man. 100%.
Right,
peace. Orthodox Moore, it's on you, brother.
Yeah, peace. I'll keep this short and sweet because I know you're trying to end this thing. But yeah, they're trying to act like they don't understand the title I gave because it puts them on the back foot instantaneously. So again, I'm somebody who defends the concept of Jewish people and Israelite people in practice coming off the slave ship, right? However, I don't make the claim that it was everybody, right? But I got smoke for anybody out here false flagging, making merchandise off the people with this nonsense curses argument. Because it takes one question to unravel this whole thing. I asked it to Tazariak, I asked it to students of Zion Lex. It takes one question to unravel this whole curses thing. So your concept is we got put into chattel slavery because we as a people, as a nation, violated the covenants of the Most High. And because that, the curses apply.
I want to go back.
So one question, what did we do as a nation of people from top to bottom to nationally repent to get out of chattel slavery? The only thing we did as a group of people was convert to the so-called white man's Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
So point me to something else, fam. You can't. Your curses die flat on their face, fam. You can talk about, look at the 13th Amendment. Though the 13th Amendment, first of all, doesn't only apply to black people. It's for anybody who goes to jail. And it's not throughout the entirety of the Americas. It's all about the United States. So you have to admit, okay, well, we're not in chattel slavery anymore. How do we get out? Where was the national repentance to the Most High to get out? Where was the national turn to becoming Israelites to become free? You can't show it. You know what y'all got to do now? Y'all got to kiss vocab's converts, fam. Because in your paradigm, converting to his Christianity is what got us out of slavery, fam. Show me something else. I'll wait.
Hey, hold on, Orthodox Moore. Yoshi, you want to say something else, brother?
Oh yeah, this is I can be heard. I'm audible.
Yeah, you're good.
So I received a word after we had our exchange. I really didn't think any more of it until a brother who I really appreciate and respect told me that he received a call, and I'm going to repeat this as accurately as I can because I don't know it verbatim. But there was an inquiry about who I was, and then he was told somewhere along the way in that exchange that I don't debate. So I told that brother, he said, you know what? I'll debate him on this topic. And the topic is, did the rabbis consider that Edom was the literal progenitor of the Romans. Okay? I debate him on that topic. I told him before 5,000 each side. Okay? 5,000 each side, winner takes all. I choose a judge, he chooses a judge, and we have to agree on the third judge. That's it. That's the title. Nothing else to talk about. All right? So if he's going to take that, he got about 3 days. What's the day? Tuesday? He has 1 day to decide, because if he thinks he can handle that, or he has the money, then let's make it happen. All right. So after that debate, him and his crew can claim that he won, but I'll have the money guaranteed. So that's all I wanted to say, Garfield. After that, so it's out there.
Hey, Orthodox Moore, thank you, bro. Appreciate it. All right.
All right.
Yeah. Orthodox Moore would be somebody who could be a judge. They want somebody down the middle. You got Orthodox Moore right here. They got Mama Steph from Grand Rising. You got Zara from Grand Rising. You got a couple of people that's very balanced, that don't take any sides. So you out there. I mean, Orthodox Moore is well, he wasn't the first person I mentioned. I actually mentioned Mama Steph first when I was in Grand Rising group on Clubhouse. But Orthodox Moore is right here. I'm telling you, Hakah, take that 5G, bro. You confident in what you hold to and what you believe, and think you got that good information? Shit, I wouldn't even hesitate. Yo, this dude tried to debate me on Clubhouse. The dude said, yo, I'll put my $5,000 up right now. Yo, they talked about that debate, man. On Second Esdras, yo. They talked about it. I was like, I said, this is gonna be my Christmas money, because I know they don't celebrate Christmas. So I was throwing it in their face. This is gonna be my Christmas money. I'm gonna buy all my kids present with this money. Oh, somebody blocked him in his ears, man. Nah, you can't take that debate, man. You can't take that debate, because that was a sure L. As a matter of fact, Orthodox Moore, we brought you up as a one of the judges. You don't even know what's going on. This was months ago, though. I said,
hey, whenever you need me to judge or anything like that, bro, I'm down.
Yeah, man. We said we're gonna find all the balanced judges, and I said, this is my dude right here. This dude right here, put him. He's gonna be my final judge. Final judge. We're gonna split right down the middle. Yep. But they don't want to take the debate. Well, Orthodox Moore's here, though. I mean, I do have something coming up with him and probably Captain Tazariak. That should be something good. Peace and love, brother. What's up? Main Intellect. Israel Main Intellect. What's up? Main Elect. What's up?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's up? What's on your mind?
I want to understand what Orthodox Moore is saying. Orthodox Moore, this Amiyan.
Hey, what's up, fam? So my concept is that in the text that Israelites are not identified in eschatology via the curses. They're identified by the light that they produce, and they're instructed on how to produce that light in Isaiah 58. And so trying to identify yourself by the curses, A, is not scriptural, but B, it ends up blowing up in your face when you actually try to walk it out. Because if the concept is that because of the covenant of the Most High, and we as a group of people nationally did not follow the laws or whatnot, we nationally got put into chattel slavery, we would nationally have to repent as a people to get out of that in any way, shape, or form. And so when you press it, the only thing we did nationally as a group of people from top to bottom to get released from chattel slavery, in the spiritual context, if you want to put it that way, will be converting to the so-called white man's Christianity, taking on their ways, their clothing, their language, all that type of stuff. All of which would not satisfy the curses, because you're not supposed to. Well, I'll say, like, yes, it'll say you do follow that stuff, other people's other nations' beliefs or whatnot, but nowhere in the text is that supposed to alleviate any curses. It makes it worse, not better.
Okay, does it not say through prophecy that they were all going to come back?
Couldn't hear that. You were chopping out for me. Could you hear that, Garfield?
Nah, bro, are you moving around or are you stationary?
I'm stationary. I'm right here.
Yeah, because you chipped out a while ago. Well, go ahead, man. The floor is yours. Go ahead. Repeat what you just said.
Yeah, Orthodox School does not say through prophecy that they will all come back.
Not all of them, but the righteous ones, yeah.
Okay, so when you read Deuteronomy 30th chapter, does it not say that they will come back to the Most High their God after the blessing and the cursing will come upon them?
Can't be all of them, fam.
Why not?
Because historically, people die in unrighteousness.
Because there's who? I didn't hear you.
Historically, there was unrighteous Israelites.
Okay, so I don't understand what that's supposed to mean.
So it can't be all of them. It can only be the righteous ones, yeah. The ones that die in their sin can't be them, right?
But when as far as going into captivity, the wicked and the righteous went into captivity, yes or no?
You're real low. Say that. Try to speak up for me, would you?
Hold on. All right. Can you hear me now?
Way better. Thank you. Whatever you did, just keep doing that.
Okay. All right. According to the Bible, they're not the wicked and the righteous going to captivity.
I'm with that 100%.
Okay, so if the righteous didn't do nothing to go into captivity, but yet they went in with their wicked brothers, wouldn't it make sense then the reverse would happen?
Say that in English for me.
If the righteous went into captivity because their wicked brothers around them was being wicked, and the Most High put the whole nation into captivity, but the righteous one who was keeping the Torah went in also, wouldn't it be the reverse if the Most High is going to turn into captivity? The righteous that does come back to the Torah is going to bring also the wicked one with them too as well.
So here's where it also falls on his face. So if you want to make the some represent the all argument, then you have to point to the some that were doing it that released the all from the slavery one. You can't show that, fam. Who were the people who are identifying pre-1865 in the Americas that, as the Israelites that got us released, or anywhere else in captivity?
Well, I'm not speaking of history. I'm speaking of prophecy.
You got to. No, we're talking real life now. We're not talking on a street corner in Power Ranger outfits, but we're talking real life in real history with respect to actual people who lived this thing out. We have real ancestors we come from. We don't come from no abstract concepts. We come from people. I got a grandfather, great grandfather, all of them. You know what I'm saying? My great grandfather, all slaves, man. My father came from sharecroppers, real life. My father's sharecroppers.
More. I'm gonna cut it short because we over 2 hours. So I'm gonna end the show right now.
You got it.
Yeah, but we talk about this. I'll be last Sunday. All right. Peace out. Thank you guys.
Garfield, before I go, Garfield.
Yeah, brother.
I had reached out. I had reached out to you to get on the debate platform.
Debate lead. That's you, right? Okay. I'll respond to you, brother. I got you.
Okay, brother. All right.
Peace.